Okay, have you given any thought about the frog I bought? Are you jonesing? I am. Alright, this next group, bought all this from one guy. Honestly, I didn't realize that all this was part of it. I just thought it was this part. But he definitely surprised me when he was throwing in more stuff. And I'm off to the side here grabbing because there's one other piece that goes with this, and I totally forgot to do that before I fired up the camera. Too much stuff. Too much monkey business, somebody once said. That came with it too. Alright, so what do we got here? Got a DJ 580 HT, not one of them, but two of them. I actually owned these radios, well, this radio, whatever you want to call it, however you want to say it. I bought this radio brand new when they first came out. This is an HT, and I absolutely enjoyed this radio until I didn't. And the reason I didn't enjoy it, you see, is got a little long-winded bucket mouthing, and I melted the son of a gun. I'm really not one for repeaters. I'm more like Simplex. Repeaters time out on you. Simplex does not. And so you get a little long in the tooth like you do on HF. And these things aren't really meant for bucket mouthing. They're more for, you know, repeater stuff. But anyway, and I grabbed the one. This one here has a bad battery, but some of the accessories came with it. This is one of them. This is cigarette lighter power supply. So let me untangle the wire real quick and plug this into the power supply I have temporarily set up on my workbench off to the right hand side, so I could listen to my 706 that I have plugged in over here, my ICOM, until it gets permanently mounted in its hole. Get all the things for it. Oh, missing the rubber boot. Or maybe it didn't have a rubber boot, I don't know. So this is a dual band HT, 2 meters and 70 centimeters. Plus, you could receive outside of the band, you could receive aircraft all the way up to 175 megs, I believe, on the 2 meter side, and on the 440 side, I think it's something like 400 or maybe 380, all the way up to 512. I don't think it does 800 megs. Pardon me, I use my eyeball here so I could see what I'm doing. Gotta get to, okay, guess we're already in VFO mode. Alright, so there's 500 and does not do 800. So it does go to 400 and does not go below. So 400 to 512 is what it does on the UHF side. So I was telling you a story that I had used this radio for bucket mouthing and simplex work. And in a previous video, a ham video, I showed you that I had bought these amplifiers. This is the 440. And then I made a comment, or text comment in the video, that I had purchased the 2-meter one. Well, here's the 2-meter one. And so after I bought these amplifiers, I used them on this radio, and I think they're 40-watt amplifiers, 50-watt amplifiers, something like that. Somewhere between 35 and 50 watts. So it definitely allowed you to put your HT on low power and get, I think, half a watt in, gave you something like 10 watts out or something like that. So it definitely did allow you to sit there and hammer down without worrying about the radio melting. I don't ever remember what I did with that radio, but I melted it, it got a little goofy, and it still worked, but I ended up getting rid of it. I think what happened was I got upset with the way how ham radio was going, and unfortunately ham radio has not improved. If anything, it's worsened. Back in the day, everything was high fine business, QSL. You know, it was proper. And then ham radio started to get 10.4, FU, and all kinds of things. And it's really bad, and it's still bad. And instead of using Q codes, I started hearing 10 codes, and I hear Roger and Roger. That's all CB stuff. You know, that wasn't on the ham bands, at least in my area. It really got bad. Even on HF, I bought a brand spanking new ICOM 736. Loved that radio. It came with the options of the power supply built in, and the PL tones, and 6 meters. I got frustrated with ham radio. I ended up selling everything probably like 2 months after I bought that radio. A lot of regrets. I should have never sold that radio, and I should have never sold a lot of my gear. I kept very few specimens, which I still have to today. And so now I'm kind of like rebuying everything, trying to get the band back together, I guess. So now I have two of these radios. I'm very pleased, very happy. This radio back here, the battery does work. This one here is dead. And so with this kit, stand by, let me put these amplifiers up. I noticed with the overhead microphone, it's not like my lapel, like I mentioned earlier. I can't move away from the area and still have good audio. My audio fades away. No. The rubber piece is in the bag. So I got the belt clips with these two radios. This radio has not been modified. We will modify it. I can't remember. I think it's real simple. It's like a wire or two you snip, or a diode you remove, or something. And we'll do that in a upcoming video sometime in the future. I don't know when. I have, as you know, so many projects that, well, you have seen and you have not seen. I've got a lot of radios that you have not seen. A lot. And a lot of test gear you have not seen. Guy wanted $75 for all of this. I offered him $50 and he said no. How about $65 because it comes with? And it's like, well, okay, I get that. I think $65 is a good deal. Anyway, so we have And honestly, I haven't thumbed through all of it personally yet, till now. A lot of the paperwork, battery, trying to figure out what it was. More on battery. Of course, it's got 2 radios. I'm going to double up, triple up apparently. The instruction manual, 2 copies. Apologize for being in the way of the camera. More paperwork. Oh, hey, look at this. I already have the service manual and everything, but I just noticed. Now I got paper copy, so that's cool. I would have to look in my old paperwork because I have paperwork. I may already have these in my collection somewhere. Same with this. I may have this, but hey, he threw this in as well. These are always cool to have. Encode, decode, I believe was an option. The squelch control wasn't the option. I know one for sure already has it. Since it came from a husband-wife combo, I'm going to say that both of them have it. I'm currently looking for options. I used to have the soft case. I'm sure that's going to be an obtainium, but I'll keep my eyeball out. Batteries, you could get batteries still for the radio. It's really nice. Both of these are Elenco OEM batteries, and like I said, one of them still works. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it still does work. eBay, you can find aftermarket batteries. I'll go ahead and get aftermarket batteries. One thing I did see for it was, and I'm not seeing it in the option kit here, was you can get a battery pack that uses regular rechargeable batteries. One just popped up. They want $50 for it. I'm going to pass on it. Mainly because it's coming from out of the States, and I'm kind of leery about that. Been burnt a lot from out-of-state sellers, so I'm shying away. Also, going to try to get the speaker microphone for it if I can. So that's cool. And then we got this. Don't care about that. So I don't squawk and talk that way. Oh, here we go. A lot more accessories. So let's see here. It was the 11, I believe it was. And I'm not. Oh, the 1 tri-cell battery. Oh, nightcap battery packs. Maybe that was the one. I don't know. For some reason, I got 11 on my brain. Nightcap battery pack. So that's 10. Anyhow, so as you can see, a lot of accessories for the radio. Gosh, all right, so let's look at this. I had that radio, that's the Elenco DR600. I'm actually going to buy that radio again. This is the Elenco DR570. I had that radio, and I'm going to buy that radio again. This looks like the Elenco DR130. I still have that in my collection. And that actually looks like another 570. I apologize, my eyeball ain't seen it very well. Could be the 599. So anyway, I still have the separation kit for the 600. It's Homework he already did. And then I ain't even opened this up yet. This is rapid charger. So you're seeing this for the first time with me. Yeah, I know I should probably do that while I'm there. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just get in a hurry and it's like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh, look at there. So we got ball wart, drop-in bass, and cables. I'm not going to pull it out because it's in there nice and pretty, and I probably wouldn't. So, very nice. Sometimes these are unobtainium, and when you can, they are minted in gold. All right, so let me put this stuff up, and let's get the next victim. Okay, next up, got this pile of stuff here. Kind of too big to lay it all out, so we just got it lumped in a pile. I didn't really look at this too much per se. I just saw it there and saw I had a big lump and didn't even really pay that much attention to the price, other than it was marked. Ended up getting this whole thing for $80. Used to have a VIC-20 back in the day, but it brand new. Went down to Toys R Us and bought my VIC-20 and bought a 300 baud modem, and I think at that time 600 baud was high end, was as fast as you can go. And remember spending many hours sitting there pounding out code from the book for a program that would not work, or if it did work, you had no way of saving it. So I eventually bought the cassette player recorder, and that worked out fine. It was a little slow, but it worked out. And then eventually I ended up with the floppy disk, the 1541 floppy. And then I eventually upgraded to the C64, and then upgraded to the 128. And then from the 128 migrated into a 8088 clone, and then progressed from there. So yeah, I'm an old timer in computers, and I've witnessed computers grow up and the internet grow up and change and all that good stuff. Back in the day it was neato, it was interesting, until it's gotten to where it's absolutely disgusting and horrible and gross, and now I'm one of the mindset that the internet should not be anymore. The internet should go away. Go back to the way it used to be before internets, before cell phones, before we had sissies and feminine males and masculine females. It's my opinion only. Yours may differ. I don't really care, but it's gotten to become a sad, pathetic way of the world. Anyway, get off of that. So what do we have? We got a joystick. I tried getting this, plugging it in and testing it the other night. Unfortunately, the video cable for the computer, the slot in the back of the computer, is sloppy loose. And I tried getting a pick and tightening up the contacts, and it just wasn't happening, and it's going to need to be replaced. So at best, I could tell you the machine powers on. Let me rephrase that. The machine, the toggle switch makes the red LED on the case illuminate. That's the best I could tell you. The machine is the only thing I've opened up, and that was the other night when I was playing with it. I didn't open this up when I bought it, just it had weight. So we got an 8K Ram cartridge. So first time opening this up is right here, right now. Like I said, kind of got this bad habit. I need to start paying more attention. So there's the cartridge. That's actually pretty clean. It's nice we got the paperwork. Okay, so this is the VIC 1110 8K memory expansion. So it's before 1982. We got this date saying that the VIC 1010 expansion model is available in mid 1982. So that's kind of cool. We have a price tag on it, original sticker. Well, or a lot number. I don't see a price. It says 46024. And then some more numbers down here. Stand by. My magic eyeball. Numbers on the bottom read 9660830. Is that a serial number? Doesn't matter. I don't have one. Box has seen better days, but at least it's a box, I reckon. Got this cassette 6-pack for the use with the Commodore 1530 C2N data cassette. Nope, data set. Copyright date of 1982. Have to open this up to see exactly what's in there. But on the back it says Avenger, Radar Rat Race, Super Mash, Cosmic Cruncher, Gorf, and Omega Race. On the front, looks like it's finances. So let's find out exactly what's in here. after all these years. Wonder how good these tapes still are. Wow, that is a mighty thick book. Come back to that in a moment. Okay, it is finances. Personal Finance 1, Personal Finance 2, Loan Mortgage Calculator. Okay, that's on side 2. Side 1, Loan Mortgage Calculator. They're all dated 1982. And I'm just checking to see if any of the tapes were broken. This one needs to be rewound. And all the tapes, leaders are there. So that's cool. I mean, this is a really thick book. And it's personal finance, so it doesn't go with the cassettes. And so it appears that it's the instruction set on how to use your tapes, your programs. I didn't, on my computer, I just sat there and pounded out the keys. I'm not a game player, so I never play games on my computer. My opinion only, games are for children. If you're older than 6 years old, you shouldn't be playing games. That's my opinion. Yours may differ. If you're older than 6, you need to be out there working. Working for the man. Again, my opinion. And it's a sincere opinion, it's not making that up. So yeah, that's what this is all about. In fact, well, I guess now it's 40 some odd years on down the road. I guess I could say this is an open public forum. Back then, used, I don't want to say used my computer for nefarious things. I was learning and experimenting, and I learned learn hacking is what I'm trying to get to in so many words. Again, it wasn't for nefarious purposes. It was more inquisitive. We got, it's not a Commodore deck, but it is a Data Master. From Phone Marks Electronics Company Limited out of Taiwan. Nice soft eject there. We got some hard marks, I think, or is that just filth? I don't know. I'll clean that up and see. And then the plug just feels really cheap, sounds really cheap. Alright, so the next thing we got is, oh, it is a modem. And I think, is this the 300? No, 1600. See, Didn't even know. Like I said, I just saw a pile of Commodore junk and made him a deal. Matter of fact, the guy, this is the same guy I bought my Frog from, which I'm very excited to demo my Frog. You might like the Frog also. Includes free victim program tape, what I thought it said. Yep, and there's our victim tape. I have no idea what this does. Copyright 1981. So this says Vic Term 1, and this one says 64 term. So one side for the Vic 20 and the other side for the not Vic 20. So there is the 1600 Baud modem. Answer and not answer switch, I believe is what that is. And then the activity light. That's where you plug in your POTS line. Commodore Business Machines Inc., made in Hong Kong. And then finally, this thing, the box. It's a little tattered, but I guess if you were 40 years and didn't take care of yourself, you too would be a little tattered. Inside here we've got the power supply unit, which is the older power supply unit, and then the RFI unit, the older version. This is second generation computer. Third generation, they changed design of the power supply, design of the keyboard and computer a little bit. I forget what this keyboard's called. I'll put it on the screen. It's Untitled or Eurotile or something like that. Look down here, you'll see it. So yeah, later models had different font, had a different sticker that was not colored, and different colored F keys, and then your 10 keys were not quite as tall as these ones are. See how tall they are compared. And then on the modern computers, these ones are a little bit smaller. So a little yellowed, but that's okay. A little brightener would fix that up real quick. And again, the power supply jack is the DIN style. The newer ones have a two-prong port on them. And I believe it was this one right here is the video out, and that's the one that is sloppy loose, you know, kind of like the vice president sloppy. That's what I'm thinking. That's right, old Joe and his hoe. Okay, well, let me reassemble this like I'm doing right here. And I'll go get the other stack of stuff.